Alrighty, at the discussion panel on how to start a beard club. Why start a beard club? Why did you start a beard club, and what does it mean to you?
Our beard club started out as just some friends growing beards every winter, and we actually stumbled upon some other people doing this all year round. So we thought, why should? This is kind of a good thing, you know. We actually we found a way to help out our community by doing so, and we've been able to contribute more with the local community.
Great. Why start a beard club? I'm really glad that you asked that question because I think that one of the absolute most important things you can do when starting a beard club, maybe the most important step to starting a beard club, is asking yourself that question. Why start a beard club? If you're starting a beard club and you haven't asked yourself that question, or you're asking yourself that question right now and you're having some difficulty answering it, you might want to take a step back before you start a beard club. Because you really, in what I've seen, our beard club started with a concrete goal. We had some things that we wanted to accomplish, and that drives us in everything that we do. I've seen a lot of clubs that started up and it was some dudes and they were stoked and they were like, yeah, we're gonna start a beard club, it's gonna be the most hilarious thing ever. And then it fizzled out because it was just a bunch of strangers drinking with each other and they got sick of looking at each other's faces after about a month. So, I mean, it is important to have a goal, or else you won't have a purpose and you'll eventually just get bored and quit. So, why start a beard club? The actual question itself, to me, we started our beard club because, as he mentioned before, we were already a close-knit group of friends who happened to be bearded. And we started to kind of get a sense that there was a community out there. So it seemed like a fun thing for us to do with our spare time.
I guess the other question is, what does a beard club mean to me and why start one? For me, it's all about community at a local level, at a national, international level, and at regional level. And when we started our group, it was almost the inverse of the way you two guys had. It was in Richmond, there were a lot of great guys, a lot of them had beards, and we kind of coalesced together and built around that. And our goal is to become a positive force in the community. And so people can say, hey, that's Chad, hey, that's Travis, hey, that's Steve. And those are the guys who help these charities. These are the guys who raise that money. These are the guys who just aren't those guys on the corner. We're there to represent beards in a positive way and to make sure that our hometown is a better place because we're there.
Now, Nathan, you mentioned that clubs should deeply consider why they're starting a beard club. What are one or two of the main goals of your organization?
We basically, I guess we kind of had two primary goals or motivations for starting the club in the first place. The first thing was we were all kind of a little bit pissed off about how our city, Dayton, was portrayed kind of in the national spotlight. It's not a really big city, so it's not like Chicago and Boston where it's got like awesome stuff going on all the time necessarily that everybody goes to, but it's a great city, and I felt personally like every bit of news that I saw about Dayton was like some kind of stupid random like BS that was really embarrassing. They'd be like, oh, they caught the panty bandit in Dayton, Ohio. Did you write down the Dayton, Ohio part to make sure that all the freaks live there? So number one, we wanted to give our city like a cool, positive little niche that people, when they think about Dayton, they could be like, oh, Dayton, that's where that awesome beard club of dudes that do really good deeds is from, rather than the whole panty bandit thing. And the second reason is, of course, the reason that all beard clubs are formed to some level or another is to promote facial hair as an acceptable choice that men can make for themselves, and I just a lot louder. To promote facial hair as an acceptable choice for a man to make for himself that shouldn't be judged or degraded, and it shouldn't be anything for them to be, segregated or looked down upon. We want to show people that people with beards are just people. They're just people. They do any number of different things. They can be productive, great members of society, and they can do any job as well as a non-bearded person. So it's kind of a little bit of a discrimination issue as far as, we want to break the perception that some people don't even realize that they have when they see a bearded person. They're making certain assumptions in their mind, and we want them to not do that by just showing them how normal and functional, just like you, we all are.
Basically, we have three pillars: community, charity fundraising, and camaraderie. And I think all three of those kind of tie into each other fairly nicely. By doing one, you can support the other two, and so on and so forth. And so, we're there to make our hometown a better place for us and everyone else. We're trying to make sure that people pay attention to us because of our beards, because it's not the norm. But eventually that they can look past the beards and see what we're doing because of it.
One of the things that we found, we can get together and just hang out and have a few beers or what, but there's actually more to do than that. And to find out that we can actually support other things in the community and get recognition for that, the hair is just a catalyst. I mean, we can actually do what we want to do and help other people. And we're actually drawn together as a group with the hair, but we all want to do what we're doing. One of the things we like to do in our town, I mean, we've adopted roads. We generally volunteer whenever we get a chance to volunteer for things, and every once in a while that gets news recognition, And I think, like I said, the hair might be a catalyst for that. But it's really easy to be positive, and it really puts off, I guess, it inspires others to be positive as well. So it helps out the community.
How did your club gain the recognition that it has? And are there any methods that you would recommend for gaining recognition for your beard club?
Attend competitions. As many and as often as you can. Get out there, at home and abroad, and just put yourself out there. Because if no one else knows about you, then they don't know what you're doing and what you're trying to do at home.
Our group, we get together as a group. There's usually between 12 and 14 guys, maybe sometimes more. We picked a local place in our town to meet every, say, Wednesday night, and over time, as the group got larger, people couldn't help but notice. So one thing we've done as a group, though, to gain recognition is, we set up a booth at the county fair. We promoted the event that we set up. We sold T-shirts. We talked to everyone that stopped by. Sold T-shirts, handed out business cards. We were pretty much in the newspaper all week for being at the fair, and we actually even won best booth, which we didn't even know was a possibility. So that was kind of neat. We've done a lot of things, though, to gain recognition. Facebook's a good thing to do if you have a club and you're trying to get started networking. Come into competitions, like Chad said. We go to competitions as a group. We meet a lot of good people. We help raise a lot of good money for good causes. And just being part of that really does put you on the map when you start bearding as a group.
When we started, it was just me and Thomas and Steven, who's around here somewhere. I guess the first little leg up that we have, we're kind of, like, our close-knit group of friends is kind of media savvy, for lack of a better term. Like, I'm a graphic designer, and Thomas here is, like, good with code, and we both have audio-visual backgrounds and stuff like that. So the first thing I did was, like, whip us up a sharp-looking logo, and you'd be surprised how far that goes for just people taking you seriously. Like, it didn't look like it was done in, like, MS Paint or something like that. Like, I'm a professional, like, designer. Anyway, so that was one thing. It's like, it was almost like a fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like, if you look legit, people will perceive you as being legit. So take the steps necessary before you really launch your beard club. Get some cards, get some shirts, get a nice logo, make the Facebook page and put some information on it before you start spreading the word. And then when people, basically, like, give people answers to the questions that they're going to have about you. Think about those things before you go in. Other ways that I guess we've gained, the main thing I guess that I would want to impress upon you guys, if you have a beard club, is you would be amazed at the opportunities that you will get if you just ask people to do stuff for you, or if you can do stuff with them. If you just ask, you will be astounded at what people will say yes to and what they'll let you do. So, I mean, that's something that we've learned through throwing these competitions and doing this weird stuff. People are so nice and cool. Like, just in general, people are awesome. I'm optimistic in that way. Most people rule. And if you just ask them if they'll be cool to you, you'll find out that they will. So just, if you think, wouldn't it be great if I was on the news? Wouldn't it be great if I was on the radio? Oh, I wish we could do this or that. Just ask, and somebody will probably let you do it. So ask questions, ask for the things that you want, and prepare your brand for success, and you'll be successful.
So the next most important thing about a beard club is to actually have members. And it really helps if you have a lot of members. How would you advise beard clubs to gain members?
Well, as our facial hair started getting longer in our group, we were constantly approached by someone saying, so-and-so would love this, or, you guys look like decent time. A lot of people that are interested in what we're doing come to us. They start seeing these big beards and they ask questions. They want to know exactly what's going on. I know family and friends and such, they a lot of questions, employers. It's generally a lot of support, though, once you let everyone know exactly, hey, there's a little bit more to this than just the facial hair. But I guess members kind of found us. When we kind of when weird thing. We didn't expect this when we were growing beards. When you come across another guy with a substantial beard, you know, there's an unsaid respect there that kind of opens the door for other friendships. So we've kind of met people genuinely through bearding, and we found out that everyone we've met so far has been very accepting, very, very well to work with. So
I guess I'll try to impart two pieces of advice, one very concrete and one sort of more loosely shaped. First thing, I would say, print up some business cards. Get your logo and your brand and all that, and mission statement and all that great stuff. Print up some cards, and if you've got like a dude that's in your club, if you've got guys in your club that are either like super social, that are always out there like rubbing elbows with people, or if you've got some dudes in your club who are like have super big, gnarly, crazy beards that like people can't ignore, get some cards, give them to those people, because the social people are gonna talk about the club whether anybody asks them about it. And the hugely bearded people are gonna get asked about their huge beards everywhere they go every day. Give them an answer to the questions that people will ask. And so they'll just hand out cards, and if you have a website or a Facebook where people can go, like I said before in my previous answer, make sure that people can find the information that they want to know about you, and just leave a trail of breadcrumbs, man, that they can trace back to you, and you'll be fine. The other piece of advice, do stuff. You gotta do stuff. Have meetings, do like cool little charity events, go to street fairs, go to competitions and stuff like that. We have a ton of members that we've gained who were like winners at our competitions. We were like at a state fair or something like that. We threw a little competition. A dude was there with a gnarly mustache that didn't even know what was going on. He entered on a whim and won, and it made him feel good. And he was like, man, I want to feel this good all the time. I guess I'll join your awesome beard club. Yeah, you will, because your life is much better now. So give people cards, have a website, Facebook, leave a trail of breadcrumbs, and do stuff. If you do stuff, people will talk to you, they'll find out that you're cool, and they want to be your friends, and they'll join your club.
When we were first starting out, one of the things that I did was reached out to other groups that I saw were successful, and honestly asked them, how do you bootstrap a beard club? Like, what do you do? And the answer across the board was a lot of stuff that we've already covered already. Make up cards, give it to anyone and everyone who looks like they need one. Have the information handy. I mean, guys with beards are fairly low profile. I mean, they're easy to get along with the like notable exception of Walter Peck and Ghostbusters. They're not very uptight. So hand them out. Usually they'll get back to you. And make sure to have events that make people want to join your club. Get the word out there. Paul Ruth was saying that the media is fairly superficial, and use your oddity to draw attention to yourself and your club, and to gain eyeballs and mind share that way.
Do any three of you have any other random advice or little tidbits that you might want to give to prospective beard clubs?
I would say if you're planning on starting a beard club, it starts with a really good group of guys. It starts with the right group of people, and you really have to have. I think what Nate said, you really have to have a good goal in mind, something that you really want to accomplish. For my team in particular, we coach the adaptive special needs children in our county, and that kind of sort of turned into our charity when we started doing this. So we had a way to kind of channel our efforts, and when you find ways to be part of something bigger, people do pay attention, and it helps things grow.
Just to expand upon what he said, you do need a good core group, even if it's super small. Our core group at the beginning was 3 guys, but you need a couple of dudes who are actually committed to the thing. If you try to do it by yourself, I'm not going to tell you can't do it, because you might be amazing and maybe you can do it. But it's going to be super hard for you you can't be everywhere, man. So you got to have a solid group of dudes or chicks or whatever that will be where you can't be, that will say what you can't say, because you're going to get busy, man. You got a life, you're doing stuff. We all have lives outside of this beard stuff. So you want a solid core group of people to have your back that are going to be there all the time. Plus, I mean, that people trust your club more if they see the same faces over and over. You'll be like, oh yeah, Nate and Stephen Thomas, the guys who are absolutely always at everything. Those guys are the guys that I can go to when I come to BeardCon and I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know where to go. And so that'll help. The other thing is, like, you pretty much got to have a Facebook page. We covered that a little bit. Be on Facebook. It's social media. I mean, the name says it all. You got to be out there. It's all about community, like he said. Almost every beard club that exists is stapled to their city or their neighborhood or something in some way. I mean, that's That's basically what differentiates the beard clubs from one another. Is we're from Dayton and you're from Bell Fountain and they're from Michigan and whatever. So be in your community, love your community, and respect your community. If you hate your city, your beard club is going to suck because it just doesn't make any sense. It just won't. It's just how it is. If you don't love your city, move to a city that you love, and I hope they don't have an awesome beard club already because I guess you're just going to join it.
I guess one important thing to keep in mind when you're starting a beard club is things grow slowly and naturally. Like it is a snowball. Like you can have the same 2, 3, 4 guys coming for months and months on end, but eventually that builds and builds. So don't lose hope. Just kind of keep at it, do your thing, stay true to your goals, and it'll happen. Yeah.
Believe.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Give a hearty round of applause to our speakers. How has merchandise helped your club in terms of fundraising and gaining recognition?
Merchandising is probably one of our biggest, one of our strong points. I actually screen print all of our shirts out of my apartment, so that saves on costs there. And we print as many interesting, eye-catching T-shirts as we possibly can. We came up with a nice logo. A lot of the things that really catch people's attention are the band rip-offs that we do. We have a Beard Flag shirt.
Misfits.
Yeah, we got a Misfits shirt. We just did the Lebowski Fest in Philadelphia, so we have a nice Philadelphia Lebowski Fest Philly Beard Club shirt. So yeah, it's just anything eye-catching or people are familiar with. They just put our own little twist on it.
There's always the staple of the t-shirts. Every club has t-shirts, and they always are pretty popular. And that's our original shirt that we did. We've actually got a new one that we're coming out with that looks like this, as we updated our logo here. So there's that, which is popular anywhere. And then when you come to competitions, when you just look at the community, the beer community, there's buttons and koozies are huge. People love buttons, people love koozies. And then bumper stickers are great too. If you could, our logo that we have now is really a connection to our local area in Richmond. It's a play on a logo that we have for the city. So people really connect to it. And we sell these like crazy, and we see them on cars and everywhere. So they're huge for us. It's a big thing.
The RBA Beard League has scored what I believe to be the first major sponsorship for a beard club with Pabst Blue Ribbon. Now, how did you go about gaining that sponsorship?
So we have PBR helps us out with our traveling quite frequently, and really I asked, and I think the gentleman in the last panel said it. You'd be surprised what you can get if you just go out there and ask people. And I got in contact with them through Twitter, and it led to 6 months or so of discussion, and we finally nailed something down. And it's a lot of communication, and it's a lot of work, it's a lot of back and forth playing with ideas. But we've been lucky enough to have the last few competitions we've been to subsidized essentially by them, which is great. And they send us stuff to give out when they have it available, fun promo items, and everybody seems to like PBR stuff, so it's not like it's hard to get rid of. They've been great, and I had a conversation with you down in South Carolina about this. If that's the direction that you want your club to go as far as sponsorship goes, don't just go for companies that make sense for beards. Go for companies that make sense for what you're about. Look for companies that are fun. Look for companies that understand what bearding's about. Not just go for a razor company or a company that seems to make sense for a beard. Go for a company that really seems like they would embrace the idea of a beard.
Do any of you have any extra advice or some helpful strategies that your clubs employ to market your beard and mustache club?
I would just say try and do as many in your local area, be it Philly, Columbus, just try to get involved with your community in different events that would appeal to people with facial hair or people that would be interested in it. Like I said, we did Lebowski Fest, which is a lot of great facial hair people in the movie. There's a whole culture behind that. We do things with our local roller girls, punk rock flea market, just anything where you can get your name out, get to know people, have fun, and really just have fun with it. Really, just have fun with the whole thing.
get involved with events in your community that make sense for your club. Don't be scared to pay for a table if you have to pay for a table for an event. We've done numerous events this year that we've had to pay for tables, and we've always at least broken even. We've never lost money on an event. So make sure you're picking right events, and just don't be scared of them. And make sure you have somebody who's in charge of the merchandising who understands money and buying things, and costs, and markups, and the business side of it. Because when you have a lot of people with beards, typically we're kind of fun, creative people who have great ideas, but not every great idea is a good idea. So, make sure you have somebody that understands what's going to sell, what price points are, things like that. And understand you have two markets too. You have your community at home, and you have the beard community. And those two markets sometimes want two different things. And try to come up with a middle ground of a logo, an idea, concept that really will bridge that gap between hardcore beard people and people that love the city and love it.
Gentlemen, that was great advice. Thank you very much.